I like to think of BC and Canadian commissioners as pathfinders, in that we really emphasize the use of practical tools and incentives to make a lasting and comprehensive commitment to privacy management through accountability programs, which, as I said, is the focus of my speech today. But I'm going to start by talking about what I mean when I say accountability. So what is accountability? Just as a free and autonomous individual is responsible for his or her own actions, accountability holds data controllers legally and ethically responsible for the processing of personal data. So the onus is on the company to be aware of and comply with the law rather than relying on the regulator to verify compliance. But accountability is a lot more than that. It's a powerful tool to encourage companies to commit to building a culture of privacy that pervades the entire organization. Accountability is a systems-based approach where an investment in privacy fundamentals is encouraged before the systems are built and before the foundations of data processing are laid, rather than notification after the fact and before, certainly before, the data taps are turned on. But of course, in order for accountability to work, there has to be an authority to hold the company to account. And that role traditionally falls to commissioners, to data protection supervisors. But the public increasingly plays an important role, and individual participation is an essential element of accountability. And we've seen this. Citizens, consumers demand for accountability, be it Europe versus Facebook, be it social media campaigns against online spying, or class action lawsuits against companies that have suffered data breaches. All of these things are on the rise and are a really important incentive for companies to make a commitment to comprehensive privacy controls. Let me also talk about what accountability is not. So way back in 1980, the OECD released its data protection guidelines that said a data controller should be accountable for complying with measures which give effect to the principles stated above. And since that time, I would argue that accountability has flourished, from its inclusion in the 2005 APEC privacy framework to its embedding in privacy laws, first in Canada's private sector law, PIPEDA, and then more recently in Mexico and Colombia's laws. And in 2013, the OECD amended its privacy guidelines to elaborate on implementing accountability by specifying that data controllers should implement privacy management programs. Next, we can have a discussion about this, but accountability is not a Trojan horse to eliminate notice and choice. It's a long-standing global movement with the aim of providing lasting and meaningful commitment to privacy principles. So in my view, notice and choice have a big part to play in accountability.